Hello, welcome to the Colourful Creativity Podcast. My name is Caroline, Binks is also here, and this is episode 147. You can find me online everywhere as Kralalien. The works everywhere, you know it. And I have a webshop, colourfulcreativity.nl or colourfulcreativity.com. And I have a very obnoxious Binks. He was already sitting ready in my chair while I was getting everything ready because I set up the tripod. He was waiting for his fans to tune in. So, here you go. Big purrs and lots of love. Letting him shine, giving him his 5 seconds of fame. You know how it works here. Welcome everyone. Welcome back to all returning viewers. And welcome to all new viewers. Hope you like it here. Subscribe down below. Stick around. And thank you for spending some of your time with me. This is of course a cat podcast. Oh no. This is a knitting podcast and I have knitting to show. It's not just knitting, it's also crafting, but at the moment I have a lot of knitting. So somebody else just woke up as well. So who knows, maybe Miss Leia will also come by. I have a finished object that I have been sitting on for a very long time. At least one of them, but I think I already showed it to you last time when it was still a work in progress. These are the Painting Honeycomb socks by Stephen West, also known as Westknits. And I was test knitting these back in June last year and I finished the first sock, which was all you had to do for the test knit. June last year was absolutely bonkers crazy, so I just put it aside and focused on my surgery, so I did all the other stuff that month as well. And last month it was published, so I was like, okay, now it's high time to finish that second sock. So here we are with 2 socks. I knit these in Colourful Smooth Sock, so my own brand, Colourful Creativity. And the smooth sock is one of my favorite bases. It is a really nice and smooth, a light fingering merino nylon. It's good for everything, for socks, but also for garments. I already knit a cardigan out of it. You can knit shawls with it, hats, mitts, everything. It is a really nice light fingering base. And I used main color glow stick, and contrast colors are all kinds of leftovers and colorful kittens, my mini skeins. Yeah, there are a lot of colors. I am probably not gonna remember every color I have in here, but I have them all in my project notes on Ravelry. And if you cannot use Ravelry, just pop me a message. I will happily copy the list of colorway names for you. I think this is Mermaid's Tail. I do not know what this one is, or that one. Blue Lagoon, I think. Dabba-dee. This is Dancing with the Waves, I think. I don't know. This is Purple. I know that one. This is Fluoro Pink. And here we have Orange, or Orange, how you want to pronounce it. I knit these on 2.0 millimeter needles. They took forever, yes. But they fit fantastically. I used the size 3, which is 80 stitches. And usually I go for 64 stitches on the 2.5 millimeter needles, but yeah, because of the stitch count and the needle size, well, these fit perfectly. I would have could have probably gotten away with 2.25 millimeter needles and 70 stitches. But I think this was the size I signed up for, and that matched the description in the pattern, so turned out perfect. Smooth sock, I like to knit it on a 2.25 millimeter or a 2.0 apparently, because then it has a nice tight gauge and you don't feel the stitches underneath your foot. Or at least I can feel them, Robert can feel them. So when I have yarn in this specific base, 425 meters in 100 grams, 75 merino, 25% nylon, then I go down to a 2.25 millimeter and or even a 2.0 millimeter needle, just because I like a tight knit sock. Yes, I still have to weave in the ends on both socks. I did half of them right away on sock 2. So I can see that this is probably sock 2. You can see just one end here and the other ends are already woven in right away. But I'm not really a fan of doing that because it creates a little hole here. But because I still have the other end, I can just sew it up when I weave in the end. Then all is fine. Oh, you're back again. Yeah, did you have a nice snack? Hi. That is my only finished object. I can tell you, since last time my knitting mojo was low and my doom scrolling mojo was high. I just kept scrolling down the internet, either on my phone or my laptop. So in this project bag with tie-dye, whatever, I have the broken seed stitch socks, and we have the first one finished, and the second one is a cuff with basically 2 rounds, or is it 3? 3 rounds, not even a full repeat yet. The broken seed stitch socks, I do not know the designer, I'm sorry. I did not look it up before recording, but I do have the yarn. This is Scheepjes Invicta Glamour. I hope you can see a little bit of iridescent sparkle in it. It's very subtle, and the other yarn is by my wonderful friend Aiden of Undercover Otter, and this is Killer Clowns from Outer Space on Slasher Sock 2.0. Undercover Otter. They have an amazing pre-order going with absolutely amazing colorways, together with the We Yarn Company in collaboration, a very gay and queer collaboration, which is really awesome, and do check that out if you are into colorways for Pride. And they also donate part of every sold skein to charity that is queer positive. I do not remember the exact charity, but yeah, you can find it on the website. I will link both websites below, the We Yarn Company and Undercover Otter. And yeah, I am knitting these on 2.5 millimeter high sharps, by the way, my absolute favorite go-to. 80 centimeter cord, or needle length. The full needle is 80 centimeters, including the tips. Do you want to check out the bag, mister? There's no snackies in there. No snackies. So that's my sock whip. And then I decided to finally start on this one. This is an Eldenwood Craft project bag with scrolls that I got from my lovely friend Angela a while ago. Long time viewers might remember this one. Let me put it like that. This is a part of the Bam Pow, or also known as Fighting Words mitts. So you put it on like that and you do pow. I have knit these in 2018 for Robert, and this winter he lost one. He lost the Bam, and yeah, I was not amused. He was feeling awful. So yeah, I am not the worst person. He's still knit worthy. We can all lose something. I've lost plenty of stuff. Usually I find it back though, but in this case he went back for it, he looked for it, etc. So I knit him a new one. But in 5 years, apparently gauge can change. Not sure if you can really see that, but I think you can. It's about a good 1.5 centimeters longer for the chart. It is also wider, like about in total 1 centimeter. So this one fits him way better than this one, and I think, yeah, these two together just don't look really like a pair to me. So what I'm gonna do is knit him a full new pair and really hope that I have enough yarn, that I do not have to frog that one, because that is just the spare one now. So I have this much left and it should be enough, but I am knitting the second one first before I'm gonna do the thumb, because I can always use this colorway for the thumb ribbing instead of the yellow. So yeah, I don't know what went wrong. Maybe I just forgot to change needle sizes here. I just didn't do that because I was like, oh, I'm knitting that size, and I now did the other size. I didn't take well enough notes. I looked up in the pattern what the needle size was, and yeah, put that in my notes after I had finished them. So maybe I just remembered it wrong. I have no clue, really no clue what I did there, but it's fine. Robert will just get a fully new pair, and show you the Fighting Words mitts by Watsolak Designs. And yeah, they are really quick. They are a fun knit. I love doing the 1x1 color work. It's so nice and rhythmic. The yarn I'm using is the same as I did in the first pair. It is the Colourful Soft Sock in Gold Storm and in Hey There. So Hey There, Gold Storm. And this is my absolute favorite base. So the other one is a good second, but this is my favorite because it's so nice and plump and soft and pretty. The needles I'm using are currently set on by Binks. Yes, thank you. Other paw, thank you. Thank you. Yes. 3.25 millimeter needle, high sharp, interchangeable, and a 2.75 millimeter needle, which is a Chiago needle, because I didn't have the tips of the high set empty. Somehow, with all my whips, I have put them to good use. So that is my second whip, and that is it for whips. I could call this a whip as well, but this is more a swatch, because I swatched that new colorway that I have on the bright side, and here you can see this is a shorter skein, and it pulls like everything on that side, almost nothing on this side, With my stitch count, it is 64 stitches, and you can see that it goes around very nicely in the ribbing, and then it changes fully when I only do stockinette. So I kept it this way because I thought I wanted to show you, and now I can frog it because I am not a fan of how it looks. I like it to be a bit more special than everything on the same side. It's just me, probably. But I also have a plan to knit another pair of Velgus socks. Those were the Colourful for Sock Madness. They were knit flat with cables, and then an afterthought heel, and the toe was knit in a contrast color. Not sure if you remember, but just a few episodes back. Yes? Where are you gonna leave again? Of course, they have been sleeping all morning, so now they are active when I want to record. Then I want to show you something for a knit along that I am joining, or at least I'm planning on joining because I haven't joined yet, and it started the 1st of May. It is the 1000 gram challenge by Socken und Mehr. Let me see if I have the hashtag correct, because it is a very long hashtag. 1000 gram challenge mit Socken und Mehr. Yeah, so 1000 gram challenge mit Socken und Mehr, and it is hosted by Socken und Mehr on Instagram. It is a German account, but I have convinced some other people to join in as well. You can just hit translate on Instagram and see what is said in the captions. So yeah, I have here a basket full of sock yarn, because that's what this is about. 1000 grams of sock yarn, and you do not have to knit socks. You can also knit a sweater and a shawl and everything, as long as you take 1000 grams of yarn and use it from your stash. This is a stash challenge, which is very good for me because I have a lot of stash. So I have here more than 1000 gram, but that is because I'm planning on doing them all in socks, and I always have leftovers from my socks, which is fine. So hopefully the total of socks will bring me to 1000 gram. I have made a list in my queue on Ravelry, so everything is in my queue matched with the yarn, and yeah, planning it all out. I think I have 11 pairs planned out, and I have a year for it, so I'm not pushing myself to do it in a month. Like, I'm not mad. I know I can't do that. 11 pairs in a month is definitely not my style. I still have doom scrolling to do. I mean, I have to keep up with the internet. I know 3 of the patterns that I'm going to use already. Well, I know what they all are, but 3 I have in my hat. So these 2 together are going to be the Delft socks. That was a bonus pattern in Sock Madness this year. I really like that, and I'm on a colorwork knitting kick for socks. This is going to be Skew socks, which is a free pattern on knitty.com that I have been wanting to knit for ages, and some self-striping rainbow will be perfect. And I think it will be for June, so they can be my pride socks. And these will be my Skippy stripe socks, and I do not remember who wrote that, but it is a pattern that's just basically not vanilla, but enough vanilla. So I've been looking at easier patterns for things. I think these will be my Elven socks, which was a pattern in Super Sock World Championship last year. probably. So yeah, talking about Super Sock World Championship, it is the 8th of May now, and that means that the you can sign up. So go to the website and sign up if you want to join. You do need a team for it, so you have to figure out your team beforehand. That all happens on Ravelry, but the rest happens in a separate website that I will link below, just as the Ravelry group. I am in the team Knittelfeld, so a German speaking group, for the 3rd year, I think. First we were on Instagram. No, it's the 2nd year we have Team Knittelfeld. It is just the 3rd year that we get together, because I was in a different team the year before because I couldn't find a team. And then during the competition I found my people on Instagram, and we had a chat. Not like we were all in different teams, and then the year after we decided we want to be in a team together. So what else? Maybe if there is something suitable, I can pick something from this, but these are basically all planned for in my Ravelry queue. I have mini skein socks, 2 different pairs planned combined with some undyed yarn. I have other stripy color work planned with this one together with this undyed yarn. This is a Schoppel Zauberbau Crazy, and I have this self-striping yarn planned. So yeah, I have a lot of plans. We'll see what happens. I mean, my motto is still, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. So we've seen that the past years, which is fine. But I just love to plan. I can sit all day matching my yarn with my queue and other patterns on Ravelry and go down the rabbit hole of finding the perfect pattern for the yarn. And I think most of you still, even if you can't use Ravelry anymore, you still know how it feels. Then we are going for acquisitions, because there have been yarn coming in again. But this yarn has been planned for a long time. This is Cartref yarn in the Sapphire colorway. And this is the DK version. It is a non-superwash Welsh DK with 67% Welsh mule and 33% blue-faced Leicester. It is a really nice, crispy, sturdy yarn. It is not super soft, but I am seriously not bothered by this one. I can be very scratchy and sensitive for yarns. This one I am not sensitive to. This one is awesome. And I love it. And I love that it is 100% Welsh. So my wonderful friends Zoe and Jenny of Cartref Yarn and Pins and Needles podcast and All About Yarn and the Knit Tea Retreat and the Knit Tea Society have this amazing yarn, and I love it. Absolutely in love with it. And it is not my first, and will probably not be my last, even though I was thrown off by the amount of customs I had to pay. I think I had to pay like 60 euros. I had to pay custom fees. I had to pay import fees. I had to pay VAT. VAT is totally logical, but the import fees I didn't expect. I didn't know it was on yarn, but hey ho. I have 7 skeins, which is enough for a sweater, and I'm planning on doing the, I think it was the Aurora sweater by Jennifer Steingas, and combine it with some handspun. So finally going to use some handspun as well, once I cast on that one. Then I had a wonderful Otter package that has been in the making for a very long time as well. I think it was 2 years ago, there was a online knit tea retreat and I got a wonderful skein of grey from All About Yarn for the Knit Tea Society. There. Or the Knit Tea Retreat, sorry. And this is a 100% superwash high twist BFL. So blue face Leicester. And I got a skein of this already. But I thought to pair it with my mini skein set from Ravelry, a beautiful rainbow with a grey, and I want to knit the, I think it's the painting honeycombs or the painting bricks shawl, one of those. I'm not sure which one it was. So I needed another skein, so I asked around in the Knit Tea Retreat visitors group who also had a wonderful skein of grey and was willing to part with it and swap with me. So I found someone willing to part with it, my wonderful friend Alice, and she not only sent me this wonderful skein, she also sent me a nice bar of soap, V&A lemongrass and lime, and it smells really good. I just put it in the plastic bag because maybe you can see it, a little bit of the soap is like crumbling off somehow, and it was leaving soap everywhere, and I didn't want the cats to have a foaming mouth because they thought, oh nice, I can lick it. And a gorgeous little candle from Yankee Candle, which I always love. So thank you so much, Alice. Yeah, the soap really smells great, as does the Yankee Candle. And yeah, there was a very big story behind the package, that it got basically it got sent back to Alice because the label fell off. Then there was the Christmas in the post office, so it was way too busy. Then there was a hack, then no international parcels could be sent. So yeah, it took its time, but it's finally here. Yay. I'm really happy for that. The yarn didn't get lost. It just has stories to tell. And with that, I guess I'm already ready. Miss Laia is being very naughty. She is walking on the table and I have to ignore her, especially if she's meowing. We're still doing the behavioral therapy. Some days are better than other days. And I guess I still have some personal talk for you. So if you're not interested, totally fine. I will see you in a few weeks again, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy some nice crafting time in the meantime. Yeah, personal talk. Robert's scans were good. His brain is looking good, and he is already in the process of getting his driver's license back. Sorry, Miss Laia was a bit too naughty, and she was sniffing out her snacks that were on the table because I didn't have room to put them somewhere else. She's too smart for her own good. So yeah, come on. Here is the little rascal. She was being really naughty. So, as I was saying, good scans. Brain scan was good. He, yeah, no tumor activity, and at least nothing visible. And that means he can apply for his driver's license again. We are in the whole process, and we have to find a different neurologist that has to look at his files and everything. So, yeah. He has the appointment now for beginning of June, so a month away. It's still a long wait, but hey ho. At least we're in the process and we're getting things fixed again. The PET scan showed activity on one tumor that we were expecting and a new activity that we weren't expecting. And he's gonna get a biopsy tomorrow for that. We are not worried about that at all. It is in a lymph node in his shoulder, and he was having issues with his shoulder. So is it because of that, or is that because of the issues in his shoulder? You never know. It can just be an inflammation or anything. That doesn't even have to be cancer. So we will wait for the biopsy. And yeah, then we will get a treatment plan after the biopsy results are in. And they will also treat the other one, and we will see. It's probably all gonna happen next month as well. So we are still very relaxed and breathe, because every other tumor is not active. He basically had 10 plus last year when we first started. He now only has 2, maybe even only 1. So we're doing good. We are very, very happy with that. So yeah, I guess that's all the good news I wanted to tell you. Well, I've been rambling long enough. I hope to see you again in a few weeks. And like I said before to everyone leaving before the personal talk, I do hope you get some nice time to craft something yourself. And I will see you again soon. Bye bye.